Good day, Keemo.
Hey Dario, what's up?
Oh, what's up, man?
Long time, boy.
Yeah, it's been a while. You men- you mentioned to me that you changed up the look, but I wasn't really expecting. I wasn't expecting this one. I like it. I like the
Yeah,
mustache. I like the mustache.
yeah, man.
So
Different, you know.
what inspired this new look, Keemo?
No, well, just wanted to be different for the quarantine. Just came up with something different, man. Just fed up of the normal, the simple look. So just went outside the box this time.
Right, just one of those things
Yeah,
to keep yourself
yeah,
entertained during the downtime.
yeah, definitely.
So Kimo, we've taken some questions from the fans, which I will obviously bring into the discussion at quite regular intervals. But also we're just going to have a chat. The fans want to know what you've been up to. The fans are excited to see your face and your new mustache and hairstyle. Um, so what has Keemo Paul been up to? What have you done since lockdown?
Well, for me, I've just been home most of the time. I've just been spending time with my family. Cricket West Indies have been on to us. We have a schedule and we have something that we work with. So, I've been training also, putting in the work, getting some extra work in behind the scenes, and also just trying to help out in these tough times, doing a bit of charity work, giving back to the community and stuff like that. So that's basically what I've been doing.
Right, and that's something that I wanted to speak to you about, particularly in terms of your charity work, your philanthropy. Um, if you don't mind, could you please just tell us about the program that you're currently running?
Well, it's basically just giving back to the community that I grew up in, which is Saxakali. It's a Amerindian village in the Escribo River. That's where I went to primary school and stuff. So I just wanted to give back because I know how the situation is at this time and also how it is there. It's pretty tough there because I've been through it. So I just wanted to give back. So I give some stuff back to the community, some food supplies and stuff, and it's something that I want to continue. I don't know how long this will last for. So I just wanna contribute to a good cause and just try to help people as much as possible.
Right, and this is something that you see yourself continuing to do throughout your career, basically.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I wanna continue doing. It brings a lot of joy to you and this is just it's incredible.
It's also quite important to have someone like yourself in the community and interacting and kids able to see your face and note the fact that you have been given back because obviously some of them wish to make it to where you have someday playing for the West Indies. Is there any advice that you would have for children that come from the same background as yourself that are looking to push their way into professional cricket?
Well, I would just like to tell them just never give up. Just always follow your dreams, and you have to stay disciplined and you have to stay hungry as much as possible because like you said, when you know where you come from, it's just you're eager to get out of that situation and you tend to do anything. As for me, cricket was the way out, so I knew I had to train every day, get up and work and stay disciplined and stay focused as much as possible. So just never give up, always trust and believe in yourself and you gotta motivate yourself always. You can't wait for people or depend on someone to give you motivation. You gotta get up and you gotta be motivated if you want to achieve success.
Thank you, Kimo. Thank you. A nice soundbite there for some of the youngsters around the region that aspire to play and win an under 19 World Cup and eventually make it to the senior ranks of the West Indies. Now we'll move straight into the questions that we got directly from the fans. So we've collated questions via our three main social media platforms, which are Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I'm just going to ask them to you. And obviously, the fans are on the live excited to hear how you answer their questions. So, an Instagram user wanted to know, Kimo, how was that feeling of getting an international T20 5 wicket haul?
Well, that was incredible for me, and I remember it very clearly. It was also close to Christmas, and that was also an emotional journey for me because it was just Christmas, and as you know, I've lost my sister a while back, and it was just emotional for me, like, going home and then she's not there. So the reason I went down on my knees and celebrated the way I did was just to tell her, like, I missed you, but this is for you. And so it's a moment that I will never forget and I will always cherish.
Right. Yeah, and I think the Maroon fans really enjoyed that moment also, and to see that display of passion and that display of relief almost when you picked up that 5 wicket haul was amazing to watch, man. Congratulations again on that.
Yeah, man, thanks.
How did you feel when you took your first Test wicket for the West Indies?
Well, for me, first, I felt relieved because it was pretty tough going in it was Jamaica. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty tough. I mean, I remember clearly also it was Tamim and he was pretty set, and it was tough work. So when I got at first wicket I was so relieved, and it was just like a feeling of joy also to see like Hetty and everyone just coming and give you a hug and telling you congrats. It was like this is why you play the game, this is why you work hard, and this is why you want to be here. The feeling is just it's incredible.
Right, and we've been running that clip for a few days now on social media, so the fans can go back and have a look at that wicket and
Yeah.
see the joy in your face. You mentioned Hetty there, Shimron Hetmyer, who I know
Yeah.
is a very good friend of yours, someone that you've played youth cricket coming up with, someone that you've made it onto the West Indies team with, and you're both very good friends. Do you just want to expand for the fans on your relationship with Hetty?
Well, me and Hetty are more like brothers. I would say friends, but we're more like brothers. He calls me his little brother. So I mean, we have that respect for each other, and we both know what we came from. And I've known him from since under 15. We have played together, and how it normally goes is like he always makes a team before me. He made it on the 17 before me, on the 19, the senior team, and I just tend to follow. Um,
Right, right.
so yeah, so from since the under 15 days, we've just had a really good relationship, and then Sharfin came into it also from under 17 go forward. So we've been really close, and we just try to motivate each other and support each other and just be there for each other as much as possible. So it's great having or I would say brothers like those.
Yeah, and that band is really good to watch, and seeing you guys push each other forward in the professional cricket world, I think will be something that we look forward to see for years, for many years to come. Definitely in the region. If there was one batsman, this is another Instagram question. There's one batsman from the past that you could bowl to. Who would it be and why?
Well, from the past in the West Indies or just generally.
I'll give you two picks in so that you could give one West Indian option, you give one international option.
Well, for me, I would have liked to bowl to Brian Lara from the West Indies, especially. He's a superstar. He's a legend, and I mean, I would just try to just I just wanted to bowl to him to see how it would end. How I would fare against such a quality and a top class batsman.
Right.
So he was one definitely that I'd have wanted to bowl to. And then I've also Jack Callis from South Africa. He's a great all rounder, and like when you just look back at him and see the stuff that he has done over the years and stuff like this, it's fantastic. And I would have loved to bowl to him and get a few tips off him also.
Right. Okay, hopefully that at least the tips part can happen at some point in the future. Who was your childhood cricketing hero? Who's the person that you watched that inspired you to go out there and play cricket?
Well, for me, I mean, coming from that area, I basically looked up to Shiv Paul most of the times because I mean he's a Guyanese and he was doing pretty well in the West Indies team back then also. And like I said, I looked up to him and Ramesar as much as possible because, like I said, they were just Guyanese and they were doing pretty well for the West Indies. And he just like every time you got a newspaper, you would see see their names inside, and he would say like, they're from Guyana. I wonder if I could make it too, and it sort of motivated you also, like see a fellow Guyanese out there doing so well, and you wanted to know what it felt like to be there and to achieve greatness and just be there playing for the West Indies. So it definitely they pushed you, and I basically looked up to them. Yeah.
Right. And now you do know what that feels like. Jack, you mentioned Jack Callis a little bit earlier, someone that has been successful, obviously, in all areas of cricket as an all-rounder. Do you consider yourself more of a batting or bowling all-rounder? I think I know the answer, but I'll still ask you.
Well, for me, growing up, even in the like on the 17 and the 15, I was always a batsman. The
Okay.
bowling thing, yeah, the bowling thing came pretty late. Um, I've always loved batting, but for the past year since I've made the West Indies, I made it as a bowling all rounder. I replaced Sheldon in the World Cup qualifiers, and that's where things kick started. So for now, it's the bowling is dominating pretty much now in this aspect. So I would say I'm a bowling all rounder, but I want that to change. I want to be a batting all rounder. I want to be someone that scores consistently in whatever position I come in for the West Indies. So that's something that I'm definitely working hard on, and like I said, I want to be a batting all rounder.
Right, right. So we look forward to some big scores from Keemo Paul in the near future.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, how do you deal with negative comments after a bad performance?
Well, for me, I try to stay off social media as much as possible. For me, like as you would see, I don't post a lot of pics and stuff. I just tend to stay around my circle, and let my family be my strength. So I don't let it bother me too much. I mean, sometimes you may go through some comments, you may read something, and it may get to you. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a game, and everyone have their own opinion. So you can't let it get to you. You just have to be, focused, and you just got to do what you got to do, and you got to try to improve yourself each and every day. So you gotta make that either motivate you to work harder, or just go there and do better in the next game. So it comes like it acts as a motivation to you if you know you want to do better, you know. So yeah, I mean, and as a professional cricketer, as a professional sports person, you gotta expect that. You gotta expect positive comments and negative comments, but you gotta know how to take it and help it to build you and move forward.
Yeah, and for a young man, that's a very professional, a very mature way to be looking at it. Build a strong foundation and ensure that you're focused on the task instead of the negative comments.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're gonna move on to a couple of questions from our Twitter crowd, and the first question they want to know which is your favorite wicket in international cricket so far.
Well, it must be when I got Virat Kohli out in India in the last one there. That was that was great. I mean, to get that wicket, like, I just couldn't believe it at that time. Like looking back at the highlights, sometimes it's just like it's Virat Kohli after all, and it was just fantastic. Also to get him in India, and it was a crucial time in the game also. So when I got a wicket, it was just like a fantastic feeling for me.
Right, right. And what was that experience like bowling to Virat Kohli? Is it a situation where you got to the pitch and he looked superhuman, or was he just a normal batsman?
No, well, for me, I just try to be myself as much as possible, and you know, whenever we're playing against each other, any team that I'm playing against, I see it as a challenge. Like for me personally, like if I have to bowl to Virat or Rohit or these guys, I see it as a challenge to me. So I want to challenge myself. If you want to be the best or perform at the top level, is either you get the best out, or you gotta be able to compete with the best. So I see it as a challenge, and to test me personally at how far I am at the moment.
Right.
How good my game is at the moment. So that's how I try to gauge myself when I bowl to these guys or when I'm playing against these top teams. because I want to improve each and every day. I want to get better. So I have to be able to perform among the best.
Yeah, well, I think the Maroon fans will be quite pleased to hear that Keemo Paul is trusting his skills and is learning from his experiences and is looking forward to bowl to these players and to learn from bowling to them and get better. Another question. Um, at a relatively young age and fairly new to international cricket, what is it like playing all three formats of the game? And I want you to answer that question from not only a physical standpoint, but a mental standpoint also, switching between formats, the way that you play, and so forth.
Yeah, well, it's pretty tough. And I found out that the first year I made West Indies, I was just playing West Indies A cricket and then just made a jump straight to the senior team. And from there is just format after format. And like you said, physically, it breaks you down, and you you gotta be eating right. You gotta be prepared to go and work in the gym. You gotta put in the hard work on the field also. Get the strength working and stuff like this. And like you said, mentally, it's really tough. Like even some tours you go on, you start with the test matches and then you gotta focus because the wonders are coming, and then from the wonders you jump straight into the T20. So you always gotta be focused, and you just you just gotta gear your mind for what's ahead. Um, but I try to deal with it. Like, I mean, I love playing for the West Indies, and whenever I get the opportunity to play, it just drives me. So like
Right.
I just want to perform, and I'm so happy that I'm there, and I'm privileged to be there playing for the West Indies. So I see it as just something great. I don't know how the other players see it, but to play all three forms for the West Indies, like I said, it's pretty tough. It's mentally draining and physically also, but you got to be up for the challenge, and you got to be able to push yourself and know that you're doing this for your country and you're representing your country, and it's what drives you, is the driving force behind you.
Right. So you're saying the passion for playing for the people and representing the Maroon fans is what keeps you ticking over, what keeps you performing at the top in all three formats.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
All right, well, thank you for that. Um, after being injured in the test versus England, what made you stronger? What happened in that moment that has made you a better cricketer for today?
Um, well, I think it just showed me, like, I had to work harder. I had to focus much more on my diet, on what exercises I was doing, what parts of my body I was focusing on. So I had to be physically stronger, and also I had to be eating right because I was getting injured pretty fast. It was just one thing after the next, and it was mentally draining for me. It was a tough time because I came out of injury in the CPL, and then I just went straight there and got injured again, and
Right.
it was depressing, yeah. So I just told myself, I had to get stronger. So I just tried to work harder.
Right. So the good habits that you picked up in that time where you needed to work extra hard, have you been able to keep those, and are those habits that you now utilize regularly?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, since I've been home in this lockdown, I always try to work out in the mornings, get some strength work in. I haven't been able to do much running, and that's something that I want to try and find a way to, to do because, like I said, when I got injured and when I was home, I tried to do strength work and to do as much running. Like whenever I was healed and 100%, I tried to get my running in and strength working.
Right. Okay. Kimo, we're at the end basically of our question and answer segment. I want to say thanks on behalf of the Maroon fans for joining us. Thanks for making yourself available and sharing all that you have shared with us today. Before you go, is there any message that you want to send to your fans, both regarding yourself and the situation? Anything.
No, I would just like to advise them to stay indoors, stay safe. Remember to only go outside for essential needs, and also all the healthcare workers. I would just like to thank the healthcare workers for the stuff that they've been doing, the work that they've been doing in this time especially. It's pretty hard, and you guys are our heroes, we have to say. So just keep working, and just everyone stay safe, and yeah, stay blessed.
Thank you, Keemo. On behalf of myself and the Maroon fans, thanks again for joining. I'm just gonna have a little sign out now. So see you later,
Yeah, no,
boss.
yeah, man, take care.
All right. Guys, there you have it. That was Keemo Paul, the young West Indian, currently bowling all rounder, but hopefully we'll see that flipped in the months to come or the years to come. Thank you again for joining us for another special broadcast of the Maroon Hangout, where we speak to players around the region about what they have been doing during this pandemic. Both in their personal lives at home and training and cricket specific. Once again, I want to say thank you for joining us. I'm Dario Bathley, the media officer of the senior West Indies men's team, and I'm signing out until Thursday. So we'll see you guys back here at the Windies Cricket Instagram page for another live session on Thursday.